Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I've got the Citizen NY0040 that I'd like to share with you. I've borrowed this from my good friend Random Rob, and I think that this is kind of Citizen's answer to the Seiko SKX. You can see it's incredibly similar in design language with an offset crown, a fully indexed bezel, even the day-date feature here on the dial, lollipop counterbalance on the seconds hand. So yeah, very similar to the SKX, but in many ways a completely different watch. It's similarly sized at 42 millimeters and kind of has a cult following within the watch community. These are getting a little bit harder to find because they are out of production, but they are a pretty cool watch. I'm glad I've spent some time with this. There's some things that I'm very impressed with. The first thing is going to be the dial execution. You can see that there are applied markers there on the dial, and they're deep filled with Citizen's Loom. And surprisingly, unlike other Citizen ProMaster watches, I'm wearing my other ProMaster diver right now, it does not have the blue tone Loom with the green bezel pip. This is an entirely green application of Loom, from the bezel pip to the indices to the hands. And as you can see from these drop-ins, it's very nice quality Loom. It's bright and long lasting, and I would say comparable to Seiko's Lumibrite. The other thing I really like is the matching day and date feature here at the 3 o'clock position. I think it blends nicely in with the dial, but it's present when you want to find those features. It's just a nice execution. And then my favorite thing about this watch, and this is true with all Citizen divers, they have uncharacteristically great bezel action compared to its competition at the price point. No exception here with this Citizen NY0040. As you can see there, it's a 60 click bezel. It's a nice tall bezel with very deep grooves, so you get good grip, and it's surprisingly easy to turn. But the great thing is there's just zero play. I mean, it's just fantastic. And surprisingly, you know, this being a sub $200 watch, I think when this was brand new, it retailed for like $130 or $150. Considering what you pay and the quality of the bezel action, it really just surprises me. I mean, this is nicer than some divers that you'll see at the $500 and up price point. It's really quite impressive. The movement in here is Citizen's own Miyota 8203 movement. It's a 23 joule low beat frequency movement. It is not hacking, but surprisingly it is hand winding, so it's nice that you get the hand winding feature. That's something that the SKX from Seiko does not have. The weird thing about this is the rotor is unidirectional rotating, so if you give it a good flick, you can really feel that rotor just spinning around within the case. You can't really hear it, but you can definitely feel that rotor wobble that Miyota is kind of known for. That is present here on this Citizen. So overall, I think it's really cool. I love the Loom. I love the overall layout, the bezel action, the applied indices, the matching date wheel. I think it's a very attractive watch. It looks great casually. It looks great in almost any situation. It's versatile. It's comfortable. It's a really solid watch. Does it have drawbacks? Yeah, I think so. You'll notice the bracelet that's on here is an aftermarket option. There really isn't awesome options from the OEM for the original equipment manufacturer. I think the best way to go is just get this on rubber and wear it that way. It doesn't have the aftermarket strap options that you could get with the Seiko. You know, you could get a Crafter blue rubber, you could get a nice strap code bracelet. And the Citizen, the same could not be said for the Citizen. There's just not as good aftermarket options out there. The other thing is the crown, you'll notice, is a left-hand drive operation. It's down here at the 8 o'clock position. I like that it's offset. I think that's a nice, feature. It's something that we are accustomed to see from Citizen and Seiko. But if you're right-handed, that could get a little cumbersome trying to operate the crown with your non-dominant hand. I am right-handed, and I found it slightly annoying trying to use my left hand to set the time and the date and the hand winding. So if that was on the right side, I would like this a whole lot more, but I recognize that is just personal preference. If you're left-handed, I don't think that would be a big deal. The last suggestion that I would make for Citizen is, since you do have access to some nice movements with Miyota with your movement company, I'd love to see a higher beat frequency, you know, a 28,800 BPH hacking movement in here. I know you'd be able to do it at a reasonable price point, and I think that would make this watch just that much better, because if you look at it as a whole, I mean, it's really attractive. It's got great bezel action. It's got a nice execution of the dial. It's very versatile. It's very comfortable. And so upgrading the movement a little bit more, I think, would just make it even better. So anyways, those are my thoughts. This is a great watch. I'm really grateful to my friend Random Rob for allowing me some time with it. It's been a lot of fun. You can find these for about $200 on the aftermarket, you know, the third-party websites. You can't get them from Citizen anymore currently. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.